In this lesson, we are going to talk about developer tools. Application Insights is not specifically a developer-oriented tool, but is also meant to be used by developers, and therefore there are some tools that will help the development job on their day-to-day basis. What kind of tools can the developers use? So, besides using the Azure portal as we have seen, the developers can use Visual Studio to use Application Insights, both in development and in production scenarios, but mostly in development scenarios. So, right from Visual Studio, they can search the events, the event types, drill down the information on details and stuff like that, just using Visual Studio. So the same data that is available on the Azure portal is also available on Visual Studio directly to the instrumentation key to which the project is related to. Even if you are not using Application Insights to collect information, for example, we are working unconnected to the portal itself, no data is being ingested. If the application is using the SDK, the data can be seen on Visual Studio just as it would be sent to Application Insights. It's not really being sent, but you can inspect it, for example, if you want to know what kind of information is going to be sent to Application Insights, or if you want to debug and understand custom events and stuff like that, so you can see what kind of data would be sent when you are using your application in debug mode or something like that. You can also use the Visual Studio to understand trends in your application. This is the only feature that is not available on the portal itself, is only available on Visual Studio. You can analyze trends from different perspectives in a visual way. For example, you can see how the requests relate to itself, the exception, the dependencies, the custom events, and you can see here from the screenshot that those bolts represent the magnitude of a kind of request or a kind of exception or stuff like that, their occurrence in time, how big they were, how many they were, and if you want, you can drill down information to see who generated this kind of value. So, for example, you can see that over time there is a trend that exceptions are increasing or the performance is being lower. You can see that visually, and then you can drill down to see what kind of problems you are facing and why they are happening. Apart from that, you can also see Application Insights in CodeLens. So CodeLens is a kind of is a tool that works inside Visual Studio that gives you information in methods and in classes about a lot of things that are happening. For example, how many references a method has, how many calls it has, the unit tests, if it has bugs and work items associated with it. And one of the visualization that CodeLens supports is integration with Application Insights. You can directly see in the last 24 hours how many times a certain method has been called in requests, how many times it has been called in failed requests, what has been the average response time, and if you want to do any further investigation, all you have to do is to click on the detail, and it will drill down on the details in order to see what kind of failures and why they have happened. So you can see the exceptions, etc., all without leaving Visual Studio and without even going to the portal. So you can have a view of the quality of your code in terms of how the execution went in the last 24 hours, and you can analyze if something needs to be improved in order to reduce either the average response time or the failed requests and something like that.